In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 college basketball games happening on April 2nd, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Villanova versus Kansas. The biggest Saturday of the college basketball season kicks off in New Orleans as the Villanova Wildcats take on the Kansas Jayhawks in the first game of Final Four. The Wildcats come in as the champions of the South region as the number 2 seed. They defeated Delaware, Ohio State, Michigan, and Houston to earn the South region title. Kansas comes in as the only number 1 seed left in the tournament. From the Midwest region, Kansas took out Texas Southern, Creighton, Providence, and Miami to reach its 16th Final Four all-time. These 2 teams have met 4 times in the past 5 seasons, with Villanova winning 3 times, including a Villanova win over Kansas in the Final Four in 2018 on its way to a national championship. The Kansas Jayhawks, who sit with a 32-6 record, and they have gone 19-18-1 against the spread. Kansas has beaten Texas Southern, Creighton, Providence, and Miami to get to this point of the NCAA tournament. Kansas was down at halftime against Miami, but in the second half they outscored them 47-15, and that led to the blowout victory. Kansas is averaging 78 points while their defense is giving up 67 points per game. The top player this season has been Ochai Agbaji, who is averaging 19 points while shooting 47.1% from the field. Ramai Martin was hurt most of the season, but he has broken out during the tournament, and they need him to be good in this game. On the other side of this matchup, as Villanova comes into this game with a 30-7 record overall, and they have gone 20-16-1 against the spread. To get to this game, Villanova has beaten Delaware, Ohio State, Michigan, and Houston. In the last game against the Houston Cougars, the defense was elite, giving up only 44 points. And that led to the 6-point victory. The bad news for Villanova is Justin Moore suffered a torn Achilles and won't be available for this game. Moore was the second leading scorer, averaging 15 points and 4.8 rebounds per game. The best player for Villanova has been Colin Gillespie, who is averaging 16 points while shooting 43.1% from the field and 40.9% from behind the 3-point line. Villanova is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games following a straight-up win. The Wildcats are certainly capable of putting up big offensive numbers. They had 73 or more points in 9 of 10 games going into the conference tournament. Villanova has scored more than 66 points in just 2 of 7 games since then, but they've held opponents to 65 or fewer points in all 7 matchups. No matter what type of game this Final Four appearance turns into, Villanova should be ready to compete. As for Kansas, they'll be quite the stout opponent in this one. The Jayhawks have had a couple of close calls during this win streak, specifically in the Texas and Providence games, but otherwise they haven't had a ton of issues. Villanova refuses its opponents the ability to dictate pace. They will run their sets, take the full 30-second shot clock, and never settle for bad shots. Additionally, the Wildcats won't turn the ball over, less than 10 per game in the tournament, and they will make their free throws. Plus, while by no means a dominant rebounding team, Villanova will not get bullied on the glass by the Jayhawks. So Villanova to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Without more, Villanova just don't have the scoring punch. With that in mind, their game plan will be very similar to the approach they took with Houston, which is taking the air out of the ball and grinding out each possession. Kansas will certainly try to up the tempo, but Villanova will take a page out of Providence's book but do it better. Gillespie will not be rattled by pressure, and he has 4 teammates that are all equally adept at handling the ball on the perimeter, knocking down threes and posting up on the block. Kansas will do their best to force the action, but I am confident that Villanova can control the pace. The trend in this year's tournament has been slow, methodical, defense-first games. Without Justin Moore, the Wildcats will need to keep the Jayhawks' points to a minimum to have any shot at winning the game. They will likely be pressing frequently, keeping the pace slow. Villanova played at a very slow pace all season long, but has slowed things down even further in the NCAA tourney, averaging just 60 possessions per game during their impressive run. Kansas plays at a faster clip, 65th in the nation in tempo, but they won't be able to execute their preferred fast break game as often against a defense that is pressing. Both teams are outstanding defensively overall and specifically in terms of stopping the three-point shot, which will minimize the value of every trip down the court. This will be a dogfight, but it will be one played in the 50s and maybe 60s, but not into the 70s. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Carolina versus Duke. Arch rivals meet in the Final Four in one of the most hotly anticipated college basketball games in recent memory. The surging North Carolina Tar Heels collide with the red-hot Duke Blue Devils for a spot in the NCAA tournament finals. It is the first time these teams have ever met in the NCAA tournament. In addition, this will be the final time that Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski squares off against the Blue Devils' most bitter rivals. The Heels have peaked at the perfect moment, arriving at the Final Four after wins over Marquette, Baylor, UCLA, and St. Peter's. Duke is also playing fantastic basketball, thrashing Arkansas in the Elite Eight after narrow wins over Michigan State and Texas Tech in the 2 rounds prior. These teams met twice during the regular season, splitting a game apiece. The North Carolina Tar Heels come into the Final Four off of their 69-49 win over St. Peter's last time out. Armando Bacot led the Tar Heels with a monstrous double-double, posting 20 points and 22 rebounds, while Brady Manek had 19 points on 7 of 11 shooting with 4 threes and 8 rebounds, and Caleb Love had 14 points with 4 assists to cap off the trio of double-digit scores for North Carolina in the win. Leaky Black also dished out a team-high 5 assists as well in the win. The Duke Blue Devils are 32-6 this season and have won 6 of their last 7 games. Duke is coming off of a win against Arkansas by a score of 78-69 in the Elite Eight. Duke shot 54.7% from the field and was +9 in rebounding margin in the win. A.J. Griffin led the Blue Devils with 18 points and 3 rebounds in the game. Duke is averaging 80.1 points per game and is giving up 67 points per game against, while also averaging 37.8 rebounds per game and 16.6 assists per game. Paolo Banchero is averaging 17 points per game and 7.7 rebounds per game, while Wendell Moore Jr. is averaging 13.5 points per game and 4.4 assists per game for the Blue Devils. Duke is shooting 48.9% on field goals, 72.9% on free throws, and 36.8% on three-pointers. North Carolina is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games and 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 Saturday games. The over is 6-0 in North Carolina's last 6 games against a team with a winning record. Duke is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 Saturday games and 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 NCAA tournament games. The over is 7-1 in Duke's last 8 games following a win. Since their last meeting at Cameron Indoor, both of these teams have raised their game to the next level. While the win injected belief and confidence in the Heels, Duke appears to have taken the defeat as an opportunity to regroup and come back stronger. Both of these offenses have been solid all season and exceptional throughout the tournament. Caleb Love and R.J. Davis will create matchup problems out on the perimeter. Brady Manek will hit big shots, and Armando Bacot will control the boards like always. Look for X-Factor Leaky Black to impose himself on the defensive end after shutting down A.J. Griffin in their last matchup. While Duke is 3-0 against the spread in their last 3, they were 0-5 against the spread in the 5 games prior. North Carolina has been red-hot throughout, going 8-1 against the spread in their last 9. This should be a fantastic matchup to watch, with Coach K coaching in his last Final Four against Duke's biggest rival. North Carolina will be looking to spoil Coach K's last trip to the Final Four. North Carolina has defeated Marquette, Baylor, UCLA, and St. Peter's in the tournament, while Duke has defeated Cal State Fullerton, Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Arkansas. North Carolina is a great rebounding team and will have to control the glass in order to stay with Duke. This game could go either way, but North Carolina is more than capable of winning it outright. Ultimately, North Carolina gets the edge given how efficient they have been for the past month. North Carolina to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. North Carolina likes to play fast, get out in transition, and crash the boards, ranked 39th in KenPom adjusted tempo. Duke plays a little slower, ranked 170th. Both of these offenses are elite, with the Heels averaging 78.5 points per game and Duke averaging 80.5. Both teams are versatile with multiple scoring options in the paint and out on the perimeter, and they both shoot better than 37% from beyond the arc. They combined for 175 points in their last meeting. During the NCAA tournament, both offenses appear to have found the perfect formula, getting key contributions up and down their rosters. Both defenses will have their hands full getting stops. The over is 8-2 in Duke's last 10 games and 16-8-1 in North Carolina's last 25 games. North Carolina's offense is now up to 18th in KenPom following its strong run of play, and the Tar Heels like to crank the tempo up to over 70 possessions per game. Duke is now the most efficient offense in the land while ranking 8th nationally in effective field goal percentage, and will be difficult for anyone to stop with 5 NBA-level playmakers in the starting lineup. Both offenses should be comfortable as these defenses are among the worst in the land at forcing turnovers, and will get a track meet here as a result. These teams eclipse this number in both regular season meetings, and with both featuring great offenses plus a lethal transition game. This one has the makings of a shootout. Expect a ton of offensive fireworks and a barn burner Saturday night. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.